Welcome to Donmar TV News Channel, mga nagbabagong balita sa buwan ng Agosto.
Pinagloloko tayo ng PhilHealth. Paano naging foolproof yan? Nakapanumpa ba si ma'am, chairman?
Yes.
Okay. Ma'am,
Yes,
paalala
po.
ko po sa inyo,
Apo.
nakapanumpa po kayo. Pag po may nahuli ditong kabalastugan sa PhilHealth, ma'am, mananagot ka sa sagot
Opo.
mo.
Pwede yung
Ulitin ko po,
Apo.
madam,
Pwede yung ipaliwanag ko, sir.
maaari pa po bang maloko yung gobyerno sa IT system ng PhilHealth ngayong panahong ito?
Go ahead, PhilHealth.
Pwede pong paulit po, sir, ng tanong para maano ko po.
Ma'am, ang tanong ko po, maaari pa po bang maloko ang gobyerno sa sistema ng IT na meron ang PhilHealth ngayong panahong ito?
Maaari din po.
Maaari pa po. Mr. Chairman, diyan ko po nakikita yung malaking problema. Kasi yung PhilHealth sakop buong bansang Pilipinas. Tama po ba, PhilHealth?
Pakiulit po, sir.
Buong bansang Pilipinas?
Yes po, buong Pilipinas.
Opo. At sa laki ng ating bansa, kung tayo ay magsusulatan lamang o magpapadalahan tayo ng mga papeles mula sa iba't ibang ospital papunta sa PhilHealth, itatype ulit natin, hahanapin natin yung mga peke, mga totoo na claim sa PhilHealth, aabutin tayo ng santo-santo. Ano po? Kaya nung pinapanood ko po yung mga hearing, kasi hindi lang naman kayo dito nag-hearing sa Congress. Meron ding hearing doon sa Senate. At pinanood ko po yung hearing at maraming aligasyon ng katiwalian pagdating sa bagong procurement ng IT system ng PhilHealth. Pero Mr. Chairman, kung may problema doon sa procurement, higpitan natin yung procurement ng PhilHealth. Bantayan natin. Tayo naman, kasama tayo, Blue Ribbon Committee, Committee ng Public Accounts sa pangunguna ni Chairman Mike Defensor. Bantayan naman tayo eh. Sunod, kasama pa natin yun sa Senate, nagbabantay rin sila. Para matuloy yung pagdi-digitalize ng mga information pagdating sa PhilHealth upang maging maayos talaga yung listahan. Mr. Chairman, hindi ako IT expert, at hindi rin po ako nagmamagaling sa inyong lahat. Marami kong hindi alam. Noong 2016, yung telepono ko analog pa lahat. Nung pagdating ko dito sa Batasan, biglang maraming Viber group. Sabi ko, ano ba yung Viber? Nagpaturo ako kay dating Majority Leader Parinas kung ano ba yung Viber. Siya naman ang nagturo sa akin. Napilitan akong bumili nung kauna-unahan kong Oppo na telepono. Pero bago ako pumasok ng Congress, analog pa rin yung telepono ko. At dito po, sa pagkakaroon ng COVID-19 pandemic, mas nabuksan yung kaisipan ko na kailangan pala yung technology. At lalo na po, nung nire-revise ako yung usapin sa PhilHealth, kaharap ko po si Chairman Mike Defensor, kaharap natin si Deputy Speaker Dan Fernandez, kasama natin itong si Deputy Villapuerte. Napag-usapan namin na kailangan niyang ayusin yung listahan ng PhilHealth, lalong-lalo na kung doon sa listahan nagkakaroon ng lokohan sa PhilHealth. Kung naman mapapatunayan natin na walang lokohan, mas gagaan yung pakiramdam po namin. Pero ayusin pa rin natin yung listahan sa PhilHealth. Kayo po bang mga nasa PhilHealth ay naniniwala na mas dadali ang trabaho at mas magiging malinis ang konsensya ng bawat isa sa PhilHealth kung magiging maayos yung IT systems po natin? Kahit sino po sa PhilHealth.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir.
Magandang umaga po. My name is Renato Limsiaco. Ay pumasok sa Central Office as OIC Senior Vice President ng July 2018 po. Yes po, naniniwala po kami that we need to improve our IT system para po ang transaksyon natin ay more transparent siya at saka kumbaga mabilis maproseso yung mga transactions po natin. Yan din po yung ginagawa ngayon na plano po ng ating butihing President and Chief Executive Officer, si General Morales po, na yun po ang sinusundan po natin. Sinasabi nga po, we need to have that robust system para po yung ating membership, ang ating benefits at ating collection ay kasama-sama po sa isang sistema na mabilis po. Mr. Chair, if marapatin po ninyo, kung po pwede ko po konting paliwanag paano po ang takbo ng benefit claims po natin, ang pagbayad po ng benefit claims po natin, kung okay lang po sa inyo.
Senior Vice President, Mr. Luis Siaco?
Lim Siaco po.
Opo. Pakiparating na lang po, alam ko nasa ospital ngayon si Chairman Morales. Nasa ospital po ba siya ngayon o nagpapahinga sa bahay?
Hindi ko po alam ko nasa ospital siya o sa bahay lang po siya.
Kasi po nabasa ko sa news parang meron yata siyang sakit, ano po, sir?
Yes po, sir. At nakakalungkot po na lumabas sa social media yung kanyang medical certificate po.
Opo. Kami po ay nalulungkot pero marami namang magdadasal para sa kanya.
Before you continue, the
Yes, Chairman.
Minority Floor Leader is raising a point of order. Honorable Abante is recognized. What's your point of order? Honorable Abante.
Pakipindot po, Minority Leader, yung inyong unmute button.
Hello, Chairman Alvarado and Chairman Defensor. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead, go ahead.
Okay, I am not questioning the knowledge that you have on the issue, no? But please take note that we are not the audience here. We're also interpolating. So, marami kami dito. And for the last 20 minutes, kayong dalawa lang, Chairman, nag-uusap. No? And okay yung sinasabi nyo. I don't have any question on that. But please, I know we're going to have a long time in discussing this. But we still have around 6 or 7 that will be interpreting. I think that I do not want to think I'm an audience in this committee. No, I am very much a part of this, and this is not to offend anyone, but just to be able to raise a point of order. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Maraming salamat, Honorable Abante. Honorable Abante, para lang klaro, ano po yung point of order po natin, Congressman?
The point of order po, Mr. Chair, is that for more than 20 minutes, kayong dalawa lang po ng chairman nag-uusap. And I feel that instead of being part of the committee where we are going to interpolate also, that I feel that we are the audience here, Mr. Chair. I'm not questioning your knowledge about the issue, but please allow us also to be able to do our job as congressman. Alam
Yes.
ko na marami kayong dapat sabihin, but you have been here, you have been in Congress for a long time, Chairman Defensor and Chairman Alvarado, and you know for a fact that Chairman of the committees actually coordinate and supervise the committee as far as asking questions are concerned. Yun lang po ang point of order.
Yes, maraming salamat, Honorable Abante. Wag po kayong mag-alala. Medyo naka-monitor naman po tayo doon sa oras para doon po sa mga tanong at lahat ng mga nakapila na mga kasamahan po natin dito.
Mr. Chair.
Yes. Before I recognize the Honorable Villafuerte, are you already done by now, the Honorable
Yes,
Alvarado?
Chairman Defensor, gusto ko lang pong marinig, pero maaari po bago natin pagpaliwanagin si SVP Luis Siaco, medyo hindi ko mabasa yung pangalan niya, maliit po kasi. Pwede po bang pakilakihan sa susunod yung pangalan nila?
Lim Siaco po.
Meron pong nakapilang katanungan si Deputy Speaker El Rey, baka pwedeng pagbigyan muna natin. Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chair, as
Yes.
one of the vice chairman of this committee hearing this issue on PhilHealth, I just have some clarificatory questions based on your presentation. Maybe PhilHealth can answer briefly. Ano po ang status ng mga COA reports based on your presentation? Can you answer that briefly? Ano po ang status nyo? Na-correct nyo na ba yan? Na-filean ba ng case? If you can just answer that briefly para I can follow up with more clarificatory questions. Mr. Chair.
Dr. Vargas, recognized.
Mr. Chair, Mr. Congressman, good morning po. With regard to the COA findings, especially, for example, on the statement of accounts, we have reinstituted po the submission of statement of accounts for all case rates that is covered under circular in 2016, in May 31.
Mr. Chair, just clarification. My question is simply, ano ba po ang status niyang observation? Because, Mr. Chair, after an observation, if the COA is not satisfied, it becomes a disallowance. Gusto ko malaman, is it disallowed already? Meron na bang adverse findings? Was it subject to a special fraud audit? Please answer briefly lang po. After the observation was made, were you already issued a disallowance?
Mr. Chair, Mr. Congressman, I will defer to our finance who handles the audit reports.
Mr. Lim Tiaco is recognized.
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, sir. On the part of the case rate, sir, PhilHealth submitted to COA Commission proper request appeal, filed appeal po on to the COA Commission proper on the notice of disallowance for all case rate.
So, Mr. Chair, ano po, na-disallow na po ang That's just my question. So, you were already disallowed?
Yes, sir. May disallowance po.
And then you appealed based on the disallowance?
Yes po, sir. That
Anyway,
was
Mr.
January
Chair.
22 po, 2018 po, Your Honor.
I take exception kasi to the recent statement of General Morales that even Superman can't solve the PhilHealth mess. So, ang point ko lang, it's incumbent upon this committee, this body, to help resolve the issues surrounding PhilHealth, which is very, kumbaga, endemic. Baka nga maging pandemic na. Kailangan kasi in the preparation of the committee report, gusto namin dito sa Kongreso ay maka-offer kami ng solution. So, we are not Superman, but we want to solve this issue, no? So, basically, can you answer this question? Are there two types of fund releases to hospital? Yung una ba, those reimbursed for medical bills after patients have been released from hospital? And the second is those hospitals given an estimated medical expense for 90 days requirement under the interim disbursement scheme. Can you confirm, dalawa ba ang types of fund releases to hospital? Yes or no?
Mr. Chair, Mr. Congressman, the regular benefit po being paid by PhilHealth is after the submission of claims by the hospitals, then we will reimburse. However, we do have a policy under the board resolution. Ito naman po yung interim reimbursement mechanisms wherein in times of fortuitous events and there are declarations of state of health of emergency or calamity, then we can provide or preposition amounts to the facilities.
So dalawa ba ang types of fund release, yung reimbursement saka yung base ng IRM, yung ba yun?
Yes, sa ngayon po, meron po tayong IRM. Pero hindi po siya regular fund release, only again in times of fortuitous event and there is a declaration of emergency or calamity.
So may we request the PhilHealth to provide the committee yung itong fund releases for at least 1 year for us to be able to prepare a committee report? Next question ko po, Mr. Chair, as part of our hearings, may we require the PhilHealth to submit the list of hospitals, their CEOs, addresses, and the respective amounts given to each of them, and explain who among the hospitals were accredited and who were not accredited prior to disbursements of any amount, Mr. Chair? Para lang for us to be able to comprehensively prepare a committee report, Mr. Chair. I move that that we require PhilHealth to submit the mentioned documents, Mr. Chair.
Yes, also in support of the motion of the Honorable Villafuerte, kasi po meron na silang actual cases ng fraudulent cases. Kung pwede lang isubmit yun sa mga ospital at saka po yung letter ninyo sa COA. So the PhilHealth is ordered to submit the particular cases that are pending fraudulent cases of hospitals and personnel, including the COA letter for reconsideration on the rejection of the all-case rate approval. So ordered.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I've been reading the papers, and recently si Senator Ping Lacson has exposed that marami pong nabayaran na hindi accredited. And in the recent hearing, they pointed out a hospital from Katarman na hindi accredited and yet nabayaran. Can you confirm this? That there are unaccredited, there were hospitals that were not accredited and yet reimbursed by PhilHealth? Yes or no?
Mr. Chair, with regard to reimbursement on regular benefits, we can pay or reimburse hospitals even if not accredited, but with conditions if it is licensed and only during emergency cases. However, I think, sir, the other one that you are saying for the Katarman is on the IRM.
So,
may I clarify lang, sir?
Yes, yes. Yung sa Katarman, sa IRM, in fact, you made advances pa nga, hindi nga reimbursement. Di ba po? Tama po ba?
The Katarman po, as per record, is accredited.
Anyway, while you're looking for that, yung tanong ko lang kasi, so what is the point of accreditation kung ipaparehas mo lang ang pag-treatment sa accredited at hindi accredited? What's the point of having it accredited? Why do it? What's the point?
Sir, again, Mr. Chair, again, Mr. Congressman, the payment for reimbursement, especially for non-accredited, only happens when it is licensed and during emergency cases po. However, if not an emergency case, it is not being paid by PhilHealth.
Hindi, yeah. Sige, emergency nga. Ang point ko nga kasi nga is maraming government hospitals na nagsiservisyo, hindi nababayaran, and yet you prioritize private hospitals. So ang tanong ko lang, ano ang ratio for this pandemic? Ano ang ratio ng binayad nyo as private sa public? Yung sa IRM. IRM muna tayo. Wag na muna yung other case rates.
Sir, Mr. Chair, we will provide po the data. I don't
No, wala ka bang rough figure? I read in the papers that you paid more to private than public hospitals.
Mr. Chair,
Si Anos raising his hand, Mr.
yes,
Chair, the Vice
yes,
President.
sorry.
Mr. Chair.
Go ahead.
To answer the question of Honorable Congressman, sir, on the part of the IRM release, there are, as mentioned, we have 14.97 po, and sa figure na po na ito, ang na-release natin sa private ay amounting to,
Akin na muna to.
sandali sir ha, 7.7 billion to 505 private HCIs and 7.3 billion for 206 government-owned facilities, Your Honor.
Hindi, yung tanong ko lang po, can you confirm that you paid more to private hospitals in terms of value as against government-owned hospitals?
Yes po, Your Honor.
Yan kasi yung mga pinarating sa amin ng local government na ang dami yung payable sa public and yet inuuna nyo yung private. Bakit? Why is it so? Why do you do that?
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, kung marapatin po ninyo, i-explain ko po ng konti ang proseso ng benefit claims processing po natin at saka yung pagbayad po. If okay lang po sa inyo, sir, Your Honor.
And mamaya na lang, Mr. Chair, kasi later we can give time. Anyway, ang ano lang kasi, ang tanong ko lang, for example, yung provincial government of Camarines Sur has been entertaining COVID patients. The provincial government of Camarines Sur has set up isolation treatment centers since April. And it's already August. Wala pang nababayaran maski piso. Yun lang, and it's hard to sustain this operation, and yet we hear in the news na ang daming anomalya. So yun lang ang nakakalungkot din. Si Governor Ibardoni rin of Samar was complaining na ang dami nilang billable sa PhilHealth amounting to over 100 billion, if I am correct, hindi nyo binabayaran. So what my point is, LGUs are helping in the drive to fight COVID, and yet PhilHealth has preference over private hospitals. So pwede ba pakicorrect lang po yan? Kasi ang iniisip ng tao, dahil pag LGU walang anomalya, nagkakaroon ng karamihan ng anomalya, Mr. Chair, if not all, are involved ang private hospitals. So ang sinasabi ng taong bayan, kaya nyo piniprefer ang private dahil doon nagkakaroon ng mga ghost patients. So, yun ang point ko lang, please. Since April, hindi pa nakakakolekta yan, saka pinapahirapan nyo. Meron pa ako isang tanong, no? Is it true that you only pay patients na tinreat pag nakakomplete ng 14 days? And if they do not complete the 14 days, the hospital cannot reimburse or collect?
Mr. Chair, Mr. Congressman, that is a requirement po for the isolation units. That is the 14-day payment for the room and board, including the food, the hygiene kit, the medicines that are provided, because again, the isolation unit is partly the quarantine. However, for confinement po, no sir.
Hindi, kasi yung Camarines Sur Medical Center was opened up last March to be an isolation treatment center, not a full hospital. So we've been treating patients there since April. And wala pa nga nakokolek ni piso. Then yung ay requirement mo ng 14-day. Ang tanong ko lang, you have to revisit this policy. Why? Paano after the 8th day ay tinestinwab yung suspect o probable, tapos negative. So, do you still require the 14-day? Kung punong-puno na yung hospital, I think you have to study that. Diba? Yun ang point ko. Kasi kung nga rin, 11 days lang, hindi kayo makakakolek kasi 14-day, but sinwab na, confirm na, negative na. What is your statement regarding that?
Mr. Chair, Mr. Congressman, yes po, currently we're following the DOH protocol with regard to we will review, but we will be asking also the current protocol.
Anyway, please review. Tapos itong tanong ko, as part of the hearing and investigation, Mr. Chair, para talagang we can really dig deeper and help solve this issue, I think we should require PhilHealth to submit all the personnel involved in the processing of applications and approval of accreditation, Mr. Chair. May we request the body that PhilHealth submit a list of personnel involved in the processing of applications and approval of accreditation so we can really dig deeper kung yung meron talagang sindikato dito, Mr. Chair.
Yes, not only the application for accreditation, pero yung mismong pagbayad, yung pagbayad doon sa mga, the process of payment for claims benefits.
And
So,
Mr. Chair, if I may add, if they can submit also the supporting papers required by PhilHealth in support of the application for reimbursement or liquidation of PhilHealth advances. Kasi Mr. Chair, pag nalaman natin kung sino ang involved in the processing, malaman natin kung sino ang nagpa-process, sino yung nagli-liquidate reimburse, maybe we can really dig deeper into this issue, Mr. Chair.